Hey there, this is Chris from Money Hub, and this video looks at how to use the Stay Plus voucher, which comes as part of the Accor Plus program when you have a like a middle or a higher tier membership. So what I'm going to do is just show you how this works. I click on Stay, and then what I do is I find an hotel that I want to stay at. And first of all up, I'm just going to push on Stay Plus as yes. That means that we're going to be using our Stay Plus voucher. And I'm going to type in Sydney. And this can be used throughout Asia Pacific, not at every hotel, but certainly there's a wide choice which you can see. And I'm going to show you some examples. So here we go. We've got 2 adults here, and then we push search. Now, the purpose of this video really is to show the wide availability. So it's not going to, be a program where, there's not the sort of selection that you hope for. They're quite flexible with what we've seen so far, and we expect that to change. So if I just look here, I can see that everything is free, and these hotels are usually in the sort of region of $300, $400, $500 a night. So quite a large choice here, certainly in Sydney. If I take off the free, the free rate, if I just go benefit, and I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to use that. Let's just see what the rates are. And then, yeah, here we go. We can see that, this place is 383, this place is 289, and then all sorts of things, 375, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that, in itself shows that the fact that you can get some of these hotels for, free makes the Accor Plus quite useful in that regard. Not all of them, of course, you can always pay cash, and then sometimes you can't pay, so you can't pay for it. Sorry, like you can't use your voucher, but generally it's not too bad. What I will do next is just have a look at some of the options that are available, say in Melbourne, just to give a general feeling for it, and then I'll also look at Singapore. So you can see here that like Novotels, the Key West, the Merqua, the Sofitel, and the Movenpick. These are very nice hotels, but they're all available. The best thing is also is that the rates, they're all cancelable. So if you are just not quite sure if you want to, use your voucher or later, but you want to lock something in now, then you'll see that the rates can let you cancel right up until the day before. Here the check-in would be the March the 20th, and it lets you cancel free of charge, the day before by 6 p.m. So that's worth also noticing. So it's like noting. And if we look at Singapore, you'll find that there's a whole bunch of hotels. You won't find some of the upper hotels available, like Raffles, possibly the Fairmont, and that's just because those hotels are greatly in demand. But you will find, some hotels that, will let you stay there. If I just go back, you can see that it is mostly limited to some Novotels and some Ibises. When we load up, other places to stay, actually they're not showing up as free, so that just sort of limits them there. So that is worth noticing that a lot of the hotels in Singapore aren't as generous. We go into, say, Queenstown, and we know how pricey that can be. We'll see what's available there, just so you have an understanding. And then when that loads, so there's about 7 or 8 properties from memory that are part of the Accor program there. And which ones will show up? Okay, so the Novotel shows up and the Merqua show up, but then you're not getting access to things like the break free, nor the Sofitel either. But that does still show you that you can get a free stay there. So this is quite a useful program in the sense, the fact that all these hotels are usually worth around 200, 250 plus per night. So unless you go for a cheaper sort of IBIS option, so if you are spending say $400 on the card, then you can get like a good rebate by, sort of, taking that free stay. So here we can see for Wellington, you can get the Sofitel and you can get the Movenpick. You can also get some of the sort of lower end option, the Ibis and the Novotel. So yeah, that's pretty much the summary. From what I've seen, there's pretty decent availability throughout the year, and it's not just you don't have to book so far in advance. But saying that, if I was to try and use it, uh, you know, next week, let's see where we're up to. So if we go Tuesday the 18th and checking out on the 19th, so this video was done in 2022, then there's nothing showing. But that is kind of that that is a limitation there. So they're free nights, but if we try a month later, so here we're booking 30 days in advance. Then once again, you can see that the stays are available. When they're not available, then you'll have, like you have the cash price. So what you also need to know is that it's a maximum of two people. So if I try and book for three, then I'm going to be paying a per person rate for the third person, which in this case is $40, and here it's $60. So that's worth noticing that. So that's worth noting if you are traveling as a larger group or as a family. And the maximum usually they do is three. If you try and use like with children, then you're going to get sort of all different prices too. Let's have a look at that, and see what comes up there. So okay, fine. So you can also use it for children. It's going to depend on the hotel. It's going to depend on the age of your children, but definitely note that you can have multiple people in the room, not just two, and you'll be able to use your voucher like accordingly. What you will notice that these hotel rates don't include breakfast, but with your Accor Plus card, you can get that, at 50% off if there's two of you, and then the sort of discount sort of differs if there's one or three or four people or five people. But that is also worth noticing. So thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions, please let us know in the comments down below. But from what we can see, we're happy with the availability that we've seen through part of our research. Of course, it all demands if thousands and thousands of people signed up to Accor Plus and all wanted to stay in Wellington one weekend, then there'd be, of course, sort of limited options to redeem the free night. But because of the vast number of hotels, then it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to think that you can be flexible and find something that you actually, or sorry, find somewhere that you want to stay. Thanks very much for watching.